some things about it. I changed the bird direction, but I thought this would be a really fun thing. You could do this both watercolor, which is what I'm going to use today to make this a really quick video, or you could do it on canvas. You could do the same project on canvas. I think it would make a really nice acrylic painting as well. Just a really fun, happy kids picture, okay? I'm going to draw this with Sharpie, but I feel like I want to draw it with pencil first and then do the Sharpie, because Sharpie's permanent, and then we're going to watercolor it, okay? So let me do that really quick. I'm going to start with my big bird. I hope this doesn't take too long. I'm going to make like a big circle and then put a beak. And then over here, I'm going to put some little tail feathers. Sort of looks like a sideways balloon. And some feet, although I don't like that one. Like this. And you can make them a little longer. And then on top of his head, there's going to be another bird. And we're going to face this bird the other direction. But we're going to do a kidney shape for this guy. And his beak's going to go that way, and his feet are going to be there. In fact, I kind of like that they're a little bit further apart. It looks a little bit better. Okay, and then maybe another one of those shapes here for a wing. And then an eyeball on both of them. This one's going to be a little bit bigger because he's a bigger bird. You could even do a bottom part if you wanted. And then give him some tail feathers. And then this bird's going to be facing this direction. And he's going to be smaller, so sort of like that. And then maybe he's looking more down. And then his feet are going to be on this bird. And then we're going to give him some tail feathers. Okay? And then the next part that we're going to do is we're going to draw grass and a flower. So let's start here and make our flower sort of curve up this way. Okay? And then we're going to make like a daisy. And then maybe a little bump there. Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about this guy right here, so I'm going to change him a little bit. Cute! Now we need some leaves. So space-wise, we could put one here, and one maybe right here. Okay, so the ones at the top might be a little bit smaller, and as they go down, oh, I like that. Okay, let's maybe do one right here. Okay, now we're going to lay our grass over top. So here, we're going to draw some little tiny triangles, okay? Just little ones. I move this up so you can see a little bit. You're just going to do some sort of wispy grass, and it's going to cover up the flower a little bit, okay? And that's all right. We want it to come up bigger by our bird's feet, okay? Because we're going to cover up those feet. So erase whatever overlaps. Oops. And then we're going to Sharpie this in. We'll be able to better see what that's like, okay? All right. Now that we have our drawing outlined with Sharpie, oh, I see one place I missed, right here. We want that foot to go down into the grass and disappear, so it looks like he's planted somewhere. All right, now we've got that done, let's get our watercolors out. I had started with, I have this one, it's kind of dirty, but this is a little travel tray that I sometimes use. The quality is like, not the greatest, but it's kind of fun. But I liked some of the colors. I like these colors, and I don't have a lot of pinks in my palette right now, in my big palette. And I also have my large, ugly palette that I used here from the other videos that I've done. Still has a few good colors, but not the pinks that I kind of wanted for this. So I'm going to set that here. Hope that's not too much in the way. And I'm going to move my painting over just a little bit. Hopefully, I'm going to move my camera. Hold still for just a second so we can get that full shot. And I can also keep this palette right here so you can see kind of what I'm doing. Okay? All right, sorry about the shaking. I've got some water and a paint rag, clean paint rag, and you can use paper towel or napkin if you want. Let's first start by doing our background. In this picture, it's more like a fun, fast one. It's not going to be one that we're going to worry too much about. We're just going to have fun. Okay, so first what we're going to do is stay away from our birds. There might even be a little space between, gosh, I just don't like the way that color looks. Maybe I want this one. That one looks a little dark. Let's see what this one does. It's still really dark. Okay. Well, I may put a little dark up here. And then I'm going to try this really little palette here and see if I can't get a little bit lighter blue. They're all just coming across really dark today. I wish I had my Crayola with me. All right, so we're painting around the birds. It's okay if you leave a little space. I'm going to add more water. Maybe a little. Add some little sort of tealish color in there just to kind of play around a little bit. We're just making the sky, and then I'm going to add more water to the lower part of this because I don't want it all being quite so dark. We're just going to play around the edges of those birdies and the flower. And fill the space. And I've got water in my brush, and I'm just sort of letting some of that pigment pool downward, okay? I'm just kind of pulling it down. And making sure you go between the birdie legs. I'm just not happy with the color of this. For some reason, it's just not light enough. Just seems so muddy. And it's okay to leave some texture in there because it makes the painting interesting. So don't feel like you have to completely fill it, you know. Lovely. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here. I would clean my brush again. It just looks so bright, and then when I put it on the paper, it just doesn't seem as bright. I need to get some new watercolors, I think. Okay, so we just got some little textures laid in back here. I'm just sort of wanting to have a little bit more vibrant blue. We're going to kind of let that dry for a little bit. And what we're going to try to do is paint some more of these things without letting it hit the blue. Now we have a little bit of spot right there that got wet, so we'll paint him last. The rest are pretty good. Okay, so let's do something cool. Let's paint him orange. They did that in the picture I saw, but we're going to do ours a little different. And we'll keep his beak more on the yellow. And then we're going to take just a little bit of red. Drop in there. Just to give him some shadows. And I think I forgot to draw a wing on him. And on the top one. But you can do that afterward. Alright, now let's go in here and I'm going to show you a technique. We're going to lift. Going to lift it, wipe our brush, lift, wipe our brush, lift. We could even go in there and use that as his wing area. See how we can do that? We can take some away and put some back. Right where we want it. Okay. So we're just going to lift, wipe our brush. That's really nice. Okay, so we could even throw in this point, just a little yellow in the beak. We can go ahead and do these beaks. Okay, let's do purple. Let's do some purple. I can get the color that I want. I don't know that I got this wet enough. Let's put some purple on this bird. And maybe towards his tail, maybe he turns blue. We'll come blend that in a minute. So we'll let him be a pretty sort of indigo or violet bird. And let's make his wing be that color too. Nice. Okay. I might actually leave those little lines just to make it interesting. There we go. All right, there's our second birdie. And let's do our top birdie. I'm thinking I want to make the flower sort of, I'm not sure what color, but I sort of had this idea to do a yellow bird on the top. Let's make him yellow. We'll start with a light yellow. And then we'll go in and add some warmer colors, okay? So let's go add some yellow ochre here in our little palette, and maybe we could just give him some little dots. Make him like a speckled bird. Ooh, maybe we should try a little bit of this brown. Speckles, just a few. Ooh, I just squirted on my paper. Okay, so let's try to do this. I don't know, it might be too wet. Might have to just set it in there. Some little dots. Now we are pooling here, and that's okay. We're going to fix that. I'm going to come in with a dry brush, and I'm going to just pick up that pigment, okay? It's okay to have a little bit of a run over. In most watercolors, I don't mind. But this one, it's sort of supposed to be like a color page, so we want to make sure that we're not too messy, just because that's the style we're doing. Of course, then I wetted it down. All right, so cute. Okay, so I'm feeling like I want to put some darker speckles or spots on that bird or feather marcations or something. So let's get a deeper orange. And let's do some little details. I'm going to use my little tiny round brush. This is a number 3 round brush from Royal. This is sort of a coral color. And let's give some design to this wing that we kind of created. And maybe do some little color blobbies on this guy. And maybe we're going to make his eye dark. And these are imaginary birds, so we can make them look however we want them to look. Maybe we can even come in here and make a little feather thing. We can come back in with a marker and draw that line too. So let's do just a little bit of variance down here to make it look like there's some light feathers in this spot. All right, let's move on to our plant. I'm going to start with light green. I do like to come over in my palette, just make sure that my pigment and my water are mixed up well. We're going to start with our light greens. I'm just going to do a quick wash, not too difficult. Keep it simple. You can choose to add more water to certain parts. Okay. Now let's go in down here with, we're going to do a darker green on the grass. So it just kind of makes it look different. We'll maybe drop some yellows in there. So just get your paint and loosely paint the grass. You don't even have to make sure that it's all painted. Sometimes it's kind of sloppy. It looks kind of cool. Okay, now let's drop some yellows in here. Oops. I'm cleaning my brush, trying to keep my yellow pure. We got this really cool painterly look going on down there. All right, let's do our flower. I want to do pink. So let's drop some pink in here. This is a little bit intense. I should have. I think the top is going to be, I don't know if there is such a thing as a pink daisy, but there is today. Nice. Getting a little out of hand with that water, so I'm going to go in there and try to pick up some of that pigment that I got out of place there. You know, watercolor, you have to just like let things fly sometimes. Not get too upset. Okay. So I like the white there, but maybe we want to put either, put a couple dots of yellow, maybe just the slightest bit to kind of make it look like we actually did something, but not darken the image. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So now the only thing that I'm going to do is probably wait for this to dry, and then I'll probably draw that wing in. Okay. So anyway, you see how quick and fun it is. You can do it on canvas with acrylic or here with watercolor. Okay. Make your own color page and then paint it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and have a great day.